everybody, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you everything that I've been playing recently. Over the past few months I've been playing a lot of my DS games, really been knocking a lot of games out of my backlog. And then a few weeks ago when I came home, I played a few PlayStation 2 games, and I've also in my spare time over Thanksgiving break been playing some Xbox 360 games. So we'll get into all that eventually, but first off, I want to go into some of the DS games I've been playing recently. The first game we have here is Dragon Quest IX: Sentinels of the Starry Skies. Now, this is a little bit different than your typical Dragon Quest game because this one you actually get to create your own character. And basically, you are this celestial being in basically heaven, I want to say. And you're basically sent down to Earth to do good deeds and kind of gain your righteousness. And basically, you go around doing these good deeds, and by doing so, you get these figs, these fruit. You see, these little sacred figs, and you just go around from town to town collecting these figs based on the deeds that you do for these various people, townspeople, just helping them out and defeating certain monsters for them. So I really enjoyed it. I actually ended up putting a little over 50 hours into this. But unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to look up which characters or which classes of characters are best to have in your party, and I didn't have anybody that had the spell multi-heal, so when I got to the final boss, it was essentially impossible for me to beat him because I didn't have anyone that could cast multi-heal, and the boss does some pretty destructive moves and kills your characters pretty quickly, and all of my guys are actually at level 49 and 50, but I still was not able to complete the game just because I couldn't cast multi-heal. But like I said, guys, this game is really, really fun. I did thoroughly enjoy it, and of course the artwork is done by Akira Toriyama, who does the artwork for all the Dragon Quest games, as well as the Dragon Ball Z anime and manga. So, you can't go wrong there. It's a really fun story, really great characters. Like I said, you get to create your own character, and you also get to go to the town inn, essentially a hotel, and you can add characters to your party, and you get to create them as well. So I actually ended up creating Holly Hadouken, for those that listen to the OKS podcast, but Dog in My Lens. I actually created a character based on her and two other just random guys. One of them I actually named Goku. But it's a lot of fun, you guys. You get to create your own characters. It's very, very simplistic turn-based battles. Just a really great RPG through and through. Really great music. Like I said, I love the graphics and art style just because Akira Toriyama does the artwork, and he, of course, is the animator for Dragon Ball Z. So that is Dragon Quest IX: Sentinels of the Starry Skies, you guys. Definitely do not overlook this game, although I'm sure most of you have not. I'm sure most of you guys have played this game. The next game we have here is Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Now, all of you guys know I'm a Kingdom Hearts fanboy, but Kingdom Hearts 358 Over 2 Days, which was the previous Nintendo DS game, was not very great. I actually just recently reposted my review for that game, and it was just incredibly repetitive, way too long, and of course the story was just incredibly bizarre, but Recoded actually improves upon a lot of the faults of the first one. First of all, it's about half as long, which I really kind of liked, and the game never really feels too repetitive. And when the action RPG elements, maybe continually smashing the A button gets a little bit repetitive, the game switches up, and sometimes you're doing turn-based battles to defeat some of the bosses. Sometimes you'll be doing actually side-scrolling shooting, like shooting elements, I don't know, it's like a shooter, like a side-scrolling shooter. It's crazy. Just bullets flying over the screen and stuff like that, and you use your Keyblade to cast the bullets. But, that's really cool, and then there's also side-scrolling platforming elements to the game, which is just insane. I couldn't believe that Tetsuya Nomura actually decided to implement all these different gameplay elements into the game. But I'm glad he did, because it really was nice to just kind of go off the beaten path of Kingdom Hearts instead of just, smashing the A button, which I still enjoy, obviously. I love the series. But to, implement, some side-scrolling platforming into it, and turn-based battles was really, really unique, and I'm really glad they did. But this game actually ties into Birth by Sleep very well at the end. No spoilers, I'm not going to say anything, but it's really, really cool how they do that at the end of the game. And also ties into it basically leads right into Kingdom Hearts 2, which is so awesome. It was just like so cool to be able to, you know, have played those games not knowing how certain things started, and then playing this and finishing it, and then seeing how it kind of connects all the games together. It was really, really unique, and I'm glad that I was able to figure out everything. So, guys, definitely do not overlook this game. It's fairly inexpensive these days. I'm pretty sure you can get it under $30, and I really did enjoy it. It was much better than 358 over 2 days. The next game we have here is a classic remake for the Nintendo DS, and that is Chrono Trigger. Now, I had never played through Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation 1, so I started my file, you know, several months ago, and I only got about 4 hours into the game, and I restarted it back up. Luckily, I still knew where I was, and I just continued playing through that file, and right now I'm about 16 hours in. You know, for those of you that are familiar with the game, I'm at the point where Chrono kind of disappears. But, you know, that's all I'll say for those that maybe have not played the game. But it is amazing. This is a turn-based RPG for those that aren't aware. And it's seriously, like, some of the greatest music I've ever heard in a game of all time. Like, the battle music is just so great. It's like, doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then it just, I don't know, it's just this crazy orchestrated, like, music that is just phenomenal. I love it. And, of course, you know, lo and behold, the person who does the artwork for this game is Akira Toriyama as well. And just the characters are just amazing in this game. They're so lovable, and just the character development is so great in this game. And the character names are great. I mean, you have Chrono, Marl, and then my favorite is a frog. He's like actually a frog. His original name was Glenn, but he got turned into a frog. And that's his name, is literally Frog. I just think it's so... I don't know, it's just hilarious, and I just love the game so much. And every time I turn it on, it's just... Oh, I don't even know how to explain it, guys. It is just indescribable, it really is. The game is just a blast, and just the turn-based battles, it's not... I don't know, it's different. Like, you're not just in a line with your characters. You're, like, spread out, and when you go into a battle, it doesn't, like, cut the game for a second like in Pokemon where you actually go from the overworld to the actual battle scene. It just, you run into an enemy and the battle just starts right there. It's crazy. It's so much fun. A really, really great story. I'm really interested to see how the game unfolds. But for those of you that haven't played Chrono Trigger, the DS is a perfect way to replay the game because the graphics have been improved a little bit, and there are some slight differences to the Super Nintendo version. Especially the cutscenes in this game. The cutscenes in this game are unbelievable. They look great on the DS, especially on the DSi XL. So if you haven't played Chrono Trigger, definitely check it out. It has some of the greatest music and characters I've ever seen in an RPG, and it's quickly becoming my favorite RPG of all time. Maybe not. I don't think it can take the place of Kingdom Hearts, but it's up there. And then when I came home a few weeks ago for fall break, I played 2 PlayStation 2 games. Sly 2, of course, an excellent game. I just love the graphics in these games. They're very, very cool. And of course, you have another Sly Cooper game coming next year on the PlayStation 3, which I think is really cool. But I just love the characters in this game. Sly, Murray, and Bentley are just like, it reminds me of Star Fox, you know, because you're always staying in constant contact with these guys while you're on your missions. And, you know, they just have their own little personalities, and it's just so great. I just love it. And, I can't praise the series enough. It's just so excellent. So if you haven't had a chance to play Sly Cooper, you know, you can get the trilogy now on the PlayStation 3 in HD, which is really awesome. So I strongly recommend you guys check out those games. And the next game is R-Type Final, which most of you guys probably know is an incredibly challenging side-scrolling shooter. If you're an amateur to the genre, I don't really recommend this one. It is very, very brutal. Even on the lowest difficulty setting, it can get pretty crazy. And, you know, the music isn't very impressive in this game either. There's some decent decent tracks when you fight some of the bosses, but, you know, nothing that really stood out to me as far as the music. And, you know, when a good shooter has to have great music, in my opinion, and this one didn't really impress me very much, but it is fun for what it is. It is, you know, a shooter through and through. It is incredibly challenging and unbelievably rewarding once you get through a level. Let me tell you, I'm not even kidding. But it still is a lot of fun, I'm glad. And the next game we have here is not actually mine. My sister's boyfriend allowed me to borrow this game, thankfully, over Thanksgiving break. And, I pulled a Jason Heine. I I sat down in one sitting and just powered through the entire game. And that is Battlefield 3. It's definitely not my game of the year because I've yet to play Arkham City, and I'm just already deeming that game my game of the year, even though I haven't played it yet. But this game was very, very entertaining. It definitely succeeded in what it, attempts to do, and that's just, blow your mind, basically. A lot of stuff blows up, jets go vroom, and it's got a story that's just about as insane as the story in Black Ops. If you've played through that story, just a bunch of flashbacks and craziness. It's just insane, complete insanity, and that's what makes the game so great. It's completely over the top. It's very, very short. I mean, I beat it in about 5 hours-ish, I think, but it was definitely very enjoyable. I'm not someone that really goes to play online, so I'm going to hand this right back to my sister's boyfriend, but I really did enjoy the campaign, and the jet scene, or jet sequence especially, was very, very cool. You get to co-pilot a fighter jet, and just to be able to shoot the missiles and lock onto these different targets and shoot them, it was just really surreal. It was really, really cool, and the graphics in this game, just it's stunning. It really is, to see some of the buildings and just textures and just the level, the amount of detail that goes into this game is it's truly unbelievable. So definitely check out Battlefield 3. I know the first-person shooter genre has been milked pretty badly, but it's still a really great game for what it is, and I'm sure the multiplayer is great. But I'm just not someone who really plays multiplayer very often. But the story was very excellent, very entertaining. And finally, guys, I recently showed this in the games that I picked up recently, and that is the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I put in another 2 hours last night, so I think I'm about 6 hours into the game. But actually, I'm really only 2 hours in because I restarted my file. I was originally an Imperial, but that wasn't working out very well, so I ended up being a Nord, and that's working out much better for me. My character's name is Aragorn because I'm a Lord of the Rings fanboy, but the game is excellent. The level of detail in these levels, like the world, is very, very impressive. Very expansive world, especially right when you walk out of the original the sewers. Once you kind of create your character, it was really, really cool to just see this open world, this grass that you could just see for miles, and these mountains, and there's even deer running around, and it's just really, really cool. And I'm very impressed with the game, and for someone that's a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, just to basically be put in a world like that and be able to create your own character and just interact with all these other NPCs and elves and orcs and stuff like that, it's just really, really cool, and it's really like kind of the ideal game for me. So for those of you that haven't played Oblivion, this is definitely your best bet because unless you, of course, are just going to go out and just buy Skyrim immediately, which I wouldn't, be mad if you didn't, because I'm sure it's much better than this. But you can get the Game of the Year edition on Amazon for $20, and that, of course, comes with Oblivion, the Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine expansion packs. So, like I said in my previous video, you're looking at over 150 hours worth of gameplay here. So this is your best bang for your buck. But Skyrim, of course, you can't go wrong with that either. But Oblivion still holds up very well today. I was very impressed, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So guys, that's everything that I've been playing recently. Definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what you've been playing recently. I'm sure it has something to do with Zelda, Batman, Battlefield, Gears 3, Dead Island, Saints Row the Third. All of those excellent games that have been coming out over the past few months. Let me know what you've been playing, and I'll definitely comment back, and I just love to hear you guys' feedback. So take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.